Hello, my name is Nick and I'm representing Solum. So Solum makes a tool that measures soil nutrients. And for many of you that might be out of the box enough. It's for agriculture. And one question is, why does that matter? Well, obviously we have to feed the world. And for that we need synthetic fertilizer or large fertilizer inputs. It comes with major environmental costs. Be it 4 to 9% of global warming. It goes into local drinking water. In California, there was a big story all last week on NPR. It runs into the oceans, causing dead zones. But that doesn't matter because you have to feed the world. It's also a $100 billion industry. The bigger reason is that it's a major pain for farmers, especially for commodity crop farmers. And it's 30 to 50% of their operating budget, and they apply at a uniform rate where the actual needs for that fertilizer vary dramatically across the field. Here's a picture of a cornfield in Missouri, and they've gone out and measured the nutrients in each of those acre-sized squares. Some squares, and they've compared it to what would be required for optimal yields. Some areas, the blue areas, they wouldn't have had to apply any fertilizer at all. Other areas, the red areas would require more fertilizer than they're typically applying if they really want to get the optimal returns. And so by doing this, instead of 30% of the fertilizer going to the plants, 60%, they can double the efficiency and they can reduce their costs and get higher yields, which really studies show you can increase your bottom line by 35% if you just measure and apply at that varied rate. Okay, in the box, the problem is they're still measuring the soil the way they measured it in the 60s and the 70s. They go out and collect soil samples by hand. They bag them, send them to a soil chemistry lab where they dry them for a day and they grind them and they run the individual processes. And that means it's too costly to generate the maps, so they can't apply at a variable rate. They're starting to, but it's very slow picking up. And they measure at very low densities. So in the current way, each sample costs $20. It takes 3 weeks to get the answer back. If you really push it, maybe 5 days, but it's often even more than 3 weeks. And that means they can't measure during the season. They have to measure before, the half a year before in the fall. And even when they're measuring, the samples change because once they're out in the air and in the hot car and in shipping, there's nitrification, so the answers aren't accurate. So we've developed a tool new technology that uses a spectroscopic technique to measure the nitrates directly in a soil-water mixture. It's this box on the left. You put soil into it. It tells you the nitrate nitrogen answer right away. So already it's immediate, and that's great for some industries just there. It doesn't have the accuracy problems associated with shipping. And finally, and there's no cost because the only input is water. It's doing direct measurements on soil-water mixtures. We couple that with an auto sampler, a tool that collects soil as the tractor drives a field, and they can generate that map during the season, right before or as they're applying fertilizer, dramatically increasing their efficiencies and saving them money, paying us per acre fees, and making the world a little bit better.